I've become a full-time trader. I've been traveling around the world and I've learned so many lessons and reasons why so many traders never actually manage to become full-time traders themselves. And I find a lot of commonalities, a lot of common themes in terms of why I was losing, why I was failing for so long, and now why they keep failing. So with no further ado, let's get right into it. So the first reason is honestly just a lack of pure work ethic. Now, a lot of people really underestimate the amount of work it actually requires to become a full-time trader. They see all these social media influencers, they see people on beaches with their laptops and they think, oh my God, right, I can spend 10 minutes a day on the charts, make millions of dollars, but that's not the reality of it. Yes, of course, trading gives you a lot of time freedom, it gives you location freedom, and of course, the financial freedom to do that. But Monday to Friday, when the markets are open, do you think I'm sitting on a beach on my laptop? No, I'm locked in the crib. I'm locked in my office. I'm on my computer. I have my screens and I need to be focused. Not to say you can't take a trade whilst you're out, but you're just not going to be in the clear head because you need the time to be able to sit down and analyze and focus. Now, a lot of people, when they spend time trading, they spend all of their time just looking for trades. And that was another reason why I was losing for so long, because I didn't realize that trading followed what we call the 80-20 principle. And all that means is that 80% of the time, we're not going to be in a trade. And 20% of the time, we actually are. But what we do during 80% of that time when we're not in the markets is what's going to be responsible for the profits we actually make that manage to obviously make it all worth it. Like most of the time, I'm not actually hunting for a setup. What am I actually doing when I'm hustling, when I'm trading, when I'm working on my craft? Well, firstly, I'm conducting fundamental analysis. I'm on websites, I'm on articles, I'm reading bank reports, I'm studying and figuring out what is going on with the state of the economy and what is going on with the monetary policy of that specific central bank. If I'm trading a currency or if I'm trading stocks, right? What's going on with the company? What's going on with their earnings? But people don't want to look at that, right? They just want to learn this magical technical strategy they can spend 10 minutes a day, right, and do. But again, that's not the reality of it. I spend time conducting research, reading articles, watching reports, and just spending that time actually, interpreting the data. Right? What else are we doing? Well, I'm back testing, right? I'm training my eye. I'm constantly sharpening my saw. I'm trying to collect data on the markets. Don't just think I'm taking one trade and then my life's done. No, right? I'm collecting data. I'm studying myself, right? I'm diving into my trading journal. Matter of fact, I spend more time in my trading journal than I do actually in the markets. And that's a lot of people don't understand, right? When you go and speak to actual professional traders who are actually doing this full time, not those fucking marketed bullshits, people who are actually doing this, they spend a lot of time on the markets. And that's the reality of it. But again, we're not just hunting for the trades. We're researching, looking at our own performance, figuring out, well, why in these scenarios are we losing? Why in these scenarios are we winning? What's going good for us? What can we do even better? Right? And we're constantly reflecting on ourselves and becoming better. We're not always hunting for trades. You can see my dog over there. He's eating some leaves or something, so I might have to shoot off in a minute. Right? But don't just think we're spending 10 minutes a day on the charts and then traveling around the world every day. I will trade. I will be locked in the crib. Once I've made a substantial amount of money and I've hit a certain target, now I'll go and travel. Now I'll go and enjoy life. Now I'll go and reward myself. The second reason most people fail is that they don't have the right guidance. It's like, would you teach yourself how to be a doctor? Would you teach yourself how to do open heart surgery? No, you wouldn't. What would you do if you wanted to be a doctor? You'd go to school, you'd go to university, you'd get a proper education, learn from professionals, and then eventually, after enough time, years of study, hard work, then you would go and get your medical license and actually become a doctor. You're not just going to, day one, come in and start doing surgery. And so why do people think they can come in and trade in day one and open a live account and start making loads of money? Now, of course, it's not your fault because it's not like there's a school you can go to and learn to be a full-time trader. However, that is why I created the Master of Coin Mentorship program, where I can give you a full comprehensive understanding of the financial markets, from technical analysis, to fundamental analysis, to trading psychology, to personal refinement. Because once you get access to the right information, it changes your level of awareness. And once you change your level of awareness, now you can make new decisions, and new decisions is what leads to new results. So what you know right now is why you're at your current situation. If you knew how to do better, you would actually do better. But a lot of people have got this bias where they think, oh, I'm going to make it. I'm going to do it by myself. But find me 5 traders who mastered it by themselves. I bet you can't, because there isn't one. There isn't someone who just, woke up one day and become a full-time trader. And if they're telling you that, they're lying to you. The reality of it is you have to follow in the footprints of people who've already done what you're trying to do. It's like, for example, when you get sick, do you diagnose yourself? No, you go to a professional, you go to a doctor. When your car breaks down, do you try and fix it yourself? No, you go to a mechanic or a professional. So a lot of people don't have the right guidance, or they don't seek any guidance, and they don't know how to move forward. They're stuck in the same situation, doing the same things. Don't just think getting a mentor is going to solve all your problems. Because if you don't know how to learn from a mentor and you don't ask the right questions, you don't implement the information they give you, and you don't actually take action on the stuff they're telling you, well, you're never going to succeed, right? Just like in school, you have to do the work yourself. But if you don't have the right guidance, you're not on the right direction, you're never going to make it. The third reason, right, is they're trying to make money. Listen, I know we all started trading because we want to make money. We want to quit our jobs. We want to travel around the world. We want to have a nice pool in our house. But money is a byproduct. A byproduct of what? Of two things. A, managing risk, and B, following your rules. And when you can manage your risk and stick to following your plan, your profits will become a byproduct. But you can't get a consistent profit from these markets if you don't have a consistent approach. And that's what leads us on to our next point, right? Too many people don't have a clear, defined trading plan, and they don't have validation criteria and invalidation criteria. They just have a very generic plan that lacks detail. And they're looking at, oh, once price breaks this high and comes back to this level and this order block, I'll buy it. But they're not basing it on facts, not basing it on statistics. So that actually leads us on to our next point, which I'm losing track. I'm losing track now. I think it's point number 4. But the next point is people don't have a consistent approach, and their lack of consistent approach is what leads to a lack of a consistent outcome. Because if you want a consistent result from these markets, it's simple. You have to have a consistent approach. But if you're learning from all these different educators over here, over there, over here, everywhere, dancing and that now, right? If you're learning from all these different people, what's going to happen is you're going to go to the markets. Then you're going to see something that you learned from Trader Joe. Then you're going to go to the markets later on and see something you learned from this guy. Then you're going to go to the markets and see something you learned from me. So you're taking a trade based on that criteria, this criteria, and you're constantly changing your entry plan. And you're constantly changing your entry criteria. Now, a lot of the times, you may not be aware of it. But because you've learned from all these different sources and these different places, all that information's coming together. And because you don't have that consistent education, your approach isn't consistent. And that's why your results are not consistent. So you've got to backtrack it. If you want a consistent outcome, you've got to have a consistent input. And to get a consistent input, you need to get a consistent education. What I did is I found one person who had the exact results I wanted, and I did everything they did. I literally copied their entire trading plan. I tried to become that person. I didn't try to put my own spin on it, because how can I teach myself how to be a profitable trader? How can I have my own trading plan when I'm not a profitable trader? Right? That's the thing. You can't come into this and say, oh, I'm going to create my own plan, because what are you creating a plan on? What results do you have to create that plan? Now, I'm not trying to offend you, but this is just a reality of it, right? Find someone who has the exact results you want, do what they do, and you will have what they have. It's very simple. It's not rocket science. Reason number 5 why traders will never succeed. They're not journaling. The first law of human nature is that we humans will never do something once, right? We're creatures of habit, and we're going to keep creating the same habits again and again and again. If you're not spending that time reflecting on your performance, reflecting on your results, what you're doing well, what mistakes you're making constantly, how are you ever going to get better? Right? What I do is I think in terms of sample sizes. I'll say to myself, here you go. Here's a set of criteria I'm following. Let me go and take X amount of trades based on this. Maybe that's 20, maybe that's 50, maybe that's 100. What I'll go and do is test that set of rules. And I'll go and execute the same set of rules for 20 plus trades, 50 trades, 100 trades. And now I'm going to go back and review those trades. What happened? Why am I losing these trades? Let's just say, for example, you take 20 trades. You win 10, you lose 10. Cool. Why am I losing 10 trades? Why am I winning 10 trades? Let me go and look at the commonalities between all my losers. Oh, wait a minute. I keep losing these trades on a Monday. Let me now try and stop trading Mondays and then compare the data. Oh, I keep losing during Asia session. Let me stop trading Asia session, right? So it's a case of looking at your data and following that. But if you're not going back consistently and reflecting on it, you're never going to get better. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So how can you go out there and get new results if you're doing the same thing? You have to reflect. What are you doing wrong? You're not a profitable trader. You're losing trades all the time. So look at your losers and figure out why they're losing. But don't just do it after one loss, right? Take a large enough sample size of trades. After you get through enough trades, minimum 20, then going back and look at the commonalities, what you do well, what you don't do well, and go and change one thing, just one, don't change everything. Change one thing, execute a new sample size. Once you've gone through that sample size, go back and compare the data. If now you change that one thing and you make less profit, well, clearly that wasn't the thing you needed to change. But if you make more profit, clearly that was the thing you needed to change. And like the harsh reality of it is, that is the path to successful trading. It's not that you're just going to wake up one day and find this golden strategy. This leads us on to point 6, right? Is that so many people think there's a golden strategy out there, and once they learn this one magical ICT thing, right, they're going to become a full-time trader. But that's not a real thing, right? Everyone's dick riding ICT these days. But here's the thing, right? You can literally trade break and retest if you want to. It doesn't matter how you trade. I trade Wyckoff. I trade how I trade because it makes sense to me. What is important is that you, as a person, Mr. Person on this other side of my screen, yes, you, not them, you find a strategy that you like, right? Once you find that strategy that you like and makes sense, you now need to stick to that one strategy for a long enough period of time. Journal it, refine that strategy. Don't take 5 trades, lose 5 trades, and then say, oh, this strategy doesn't work, it's not for me, and then go jump to another strategy. What you need to do is stick to one strategy for a long enough period of time and do the things we were speaking about. Get a mentor who's trading that strategy, who can give you feedback on your trades. Because here's the thing, right? When I got my mentor, I thought, now before I got my mentor, I was taking trades and I thought that these trades were good. I thought they were valid. But when my mentor actually had a look at my trades and realized, wait a minute, Kieran, these trades don't even meet your trading plan. These trades don't even meet your criteria. But I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't even aware of how I could invalidate those trades. So that's where spending enough time to journal and refine your trades and getting extra guidance comes in. But like, that's the path, right? It's sticking to one strategy and refining it, becoming a little bit better every single time, right? This isn't quick and easy. This is something that's hard and necessary. And if you think it's going to be quick and easy, guess what? This isn't for you. Number 7, right? They're trading too little money. Now, here's the thing. You're never going to turn a $100 account into $1 million with correct risk management, mind you, right? It's not realistic. So what happens is traders will be trading with such small capital, like $100, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, and they'll make maybe 10%, right? And obviously on a $100 account, you know, quick maths, 10% is only $10. They're looking at themselves like, man, I only made $10. Fuck, I need to take more trades. This isn't good enough. And they overtrade and give it all back. But in retrospect, making 10% puts you in the top 2% of traders in the world. Like, here's the thing, like, look at Bridgewater Associates, the largest hedge fund in the world. Annually, they average between 12 to 15% a year, right? And then you're sitting there making 10% in a month on your $100 account like, oh man, I'm never going to be profitable. If you took those same trades on larger capital, such as $100,000, $1 million, well, now 10% on $100,000 is now 10,000. Same trade, just a different account size makes it more rewarding. Now, of course, we said earlier, don't focus on the money. You need to have a track record first before you can access funding, whether that's via private equity, whether that's via personal capital, whether that's via funding challenges. Like, there's a million ways you can get capital here. That's not the hard part. The hard part is getting the skill set. Once you can build a long enough track record and prove that you're profitable, listen, the money's going to come. Do not worry about that. You can get that. But what I'm trying to say is you need to have a large enough baseline to be trading with and think in terms of percentages. So what I would recommend you doing is open a demo account with at least $100,000. But Kieran, demo accounts are for idiots. Bruv, go on a demo account, build a track record for 3 to 6 months, then come and chat to me. Once you've got 6 months of data where you can prove that every single month, most weeks you're finishing in profit, right? Now your psychology is not going to affect you because you know you are a profitable trader. The data is in front of you. So now if you go and do a funded account or you submit that track record and get private equity or even, doesn't matter, right? You're going to be able to trade that with a lot more confidence because you've got the data in front of you. Point number 8, why traders fail. They've got the wrong expectations, right? They think that, look, point number 8 is simple. They've got the wrong expectations. They come into this and they see that, oh, because my trading plan presents itself, this next trade must win. Like, wait a minute, your trading plan doesn't say because your rules are met, this singular trade has to win. Listen, Linda, honey, your trading plan tells you that over a large enough sample size of trades, there's a random distribution between wins and losses, and B, that you have an edge. And your edge, statistically, over a large enough sample size of trades, you'll get a certain result, a certain amount of wins, a certain amount of loses, and a certain amount of profit. It doesn't tell you that the next trade's going to win. Look, when I take a trade, I have no fucking clue whether I'm going to win or lose. I have no idea. And if anyone sits there and tells you, oh, I know this one trade's going to win, they're lying. No one knows because we can't control the markets. Unless you're JP Morgan himself, all right, daddy, then you can. But if you're not JP Morgan, come on. So what I'm saying is this, they have the wrong expectations. In number one, they think because they've seen their plan, it has to win. So what happens, they have a loss and now they take it personally, right? They think, oh, I just lost this one trade. So now, oh my God, I did something wrong. I made a mistake. Let me go and change something on my trading plan. Versus me as a professional trader, I'm going to say, I took a loss. I just fell on the wrong side of probabilities. Did I manage my risk? Yes. Did I follow my rules? Yes. Great trade. Even if I lost money, it's a good trade because I managed my risk and followed my rules. I know if I take this same trade 20 more times, my winners are going to outweigh my losers and I'm going to finish in a profit. And also in terms of expectations, they expect that they're going to be profitable sooner than they actually are. Like, again, if you want to be a doctor, it takes 5+ years to go and be a doctor, right? You want to go university and do some sort of law degree, that's going to take years. So why do you think that in your first 3 months you should be profitable? Don't get me wrong. Do I have students who have done that? Yes. But that's not everyone. I'm going to be honest with you. Right? It took me at least 3 years to actually become profitable, right? So here you are in your first 1 year, 2 years. It's okay, right? You're learning a whole new language. You're in a whole new world, right? Don't worry if you're not profitable in your first month, first year, because it does take time to master. And if you start focusing on the right things, you get the right mentorship, you get the right education, you do the right things on a day-to-day basis, eventually you will get the right results. Look, it's like your wife. It doesn't matter how many times you get intimate with her, your baby is not going to happen 9 months faster, right? Regardless of how many times you do it, it's still going to take 9 months. So what I'm saying in your trading is, A, as cliche as it sounds, trust the process and focus on what you can control, right? You can't control when you'll be profitable. You can't control when you'll win. You can't control when you lose. But you can control the information you seek and the decisions you make on a day-to-day basis, because it's your decisions which are responsible for the results you have. If you don't have the results you want, you need to make new decisions. If you're not making the right decisions, you need new information. If you don't have the right information, you need to be part of the Master of Coin Inner Circle. And what I'm doing right now is I'm actually offering a free trial to celebrate the official launch of my community. So if you want to be part of it and get access to our live calls and just be part of a community, I'm going to give you access to a free trial for the Master of Coin program. All you need to do is go to the description, go to my Instagram and send me a message. If you don't have Instagram, no problem. You can send me an email. I'll put my email down in the description and you can email me saying free trial and I'll get you access to that free trial. Of course, if you have Instagram, message me on there, be a little bit easier and just say free trial and I'll give you access to my inner circle completely for free. Now, with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's anything else you want me to cover on this channel. And I appreciate every single one of my subscribers, my viewers, my commenters, my likers. Yo, I love every single one of you, man. Like, and the reason why I even do this stuff is because I remember what it feels like to be alone. Like, I had a hard time trying to learn this. Like, I really struggled trying to learn this, man. And I was doing it by myself for so long. And I made a promise to my mentor that if I actually made this happen, I would make it happen for other people. And shit, here we are, man. So if you want any other content, let me know what you want me to cover, whether that's technical analysis, fundamentals, psychology, mindset, lifestyle, look, vlogs, whatever you want to see, let me know and I'm going to create so much more content. So don't be afraid to comment. Don't be afraid to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all at the top from the top, man, because the bottom is way too crowded. Sheesh. Goodbye.